Welcome to Touched and Empowered, a show created to empower individuals to value their lives by hosting think tank discussions that will inspire positive action. Touched and Empowered with Katie and Ace starts now.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another wonderful week of Touched and Empowered. It's been a very fascinating week for both of us, right? And,
Yes.
and the topic that we're going to run with is what the heck are all these obstacles? And what's going to, because, you know, all of us do go through a series of events sometimes, and they actually lead to the biggest victory or breakthrough that we've all been needing. And this is a way for us to shine some light on the typhoons of sorts and maelstroms that we've been experiencing. So, yeah, we thought this might be a good way to connect with our audience, knowing that you're all probably going through it too, right?
Yes, and the fact that we were not recording last week, we did tarot readings, and there was one card that just kept bouncing out of the deck.
Tower!
We love the Tower card.
I'm so sorry that was loud, Nicole. I apologize. The Tower, yeah. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, to understand what the Tower is, the Tower card in tarot definitions is like the upheaval. So essentially, anything in your life that has been unstable, or anything that needs to shift or be removed, that's been blocking you from your highest good, will be removed.
The thing that puts you at rock bottom, where you have no choice but to climb a new path to get out.
Yeah. It's always fun. And it was funny because it kept popping out more than 3 times.
I think it was like 7 or 8 during the 20-30 minutes we were talking.
Yeah. And here on Touch and Empower, we do a lot of self-love with each other too.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. So we wanted to take a moment. We knew that recording wouldn't be the best idea at that time because we were going through a lot. And then all of a sudden, when I kept seeing this card come out, I went, uh-oh, Katie.
There's a shift coming.
Exactly. There's a giant energetic shift. And folks, for anyone who doesn't really dive into tarot or understand those symbolisms, Mercury retrograde happens 4 times a year, usually.
Yes.
When you go through Mercury in retrograde, that's what the Tower really symbolizes. Except imagine having them all in a very long, very sequential period of time. Usually happens in the beginning of the year, towards the middle of the year, between moon cycles. And what we've learned is, from my end of things, what I've learned about Tower moments is that they're actually for you, not against you.
As long as we remember that it's just a stepping stone in our overall path.
Yeah,
because otherwise it can feel devastating. It can feel like the world is coming to an end. Your life is over as you know it, so to speak. But what comes out on the other end is absolutely beautiful.
Exactly. So it may be tough, it may be hard. A Tower moment could be a breakup, a
loss of a job.
Yeah, loss of job. Wow, that was look at that. We're getting in tune with each other, Katie. It could be a giant bill you didn't expect to see that you have to fight, and
a family secret that finally comes to light. I mean, there's so many things that it can be. And as long as we remember to take a deep breath, then we can be like, okay, what do I need to do now to move forward?
Exactly. And normally they don't happen unless you're looking for for more happiness, or you're striving for a bigger goal.
When the universe listens to your inner wisdom instead of you taking the choice yourself.
Because we have a choice, right?
Well, let's put it this way. We do, because, for example, I had the choice to stay in my job and complain about it on a daily basis, saying that eventually I will find something else without looking for something else. And then the universe decides, well, guess what? You don't have a job anymore. Now you're forced to find something else.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. I remember the first time I was fired.
I mean, hindsight's always 2020 when I go back and I look at this, but I've only been fired from 3 jobs.
Nice. I've been fired from 2.
And of those 3, all of them were ones that I wasn't really happy being in the job, and I wanted to do something else, but I didn't know how to transition. Mm-hmm. And so the universe said, okay, we're going to force you into transition.
Interesting. Yeah, no, that was, I remember the 2 jobs that I was fired from. And I was so miserable and I was so anxious and I absolutely hated them. But to be honest, it was the time at the time too, was because like I learned what I needed to learn.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was time for me to go. That was just it. And without that, I wouldn't have learned how to actually live without a job. It's actually in LA, it's very, you don't need a 9 to 5 to make your ends meet here, which is crazy, right? What ended up happening was I felt so secure in my next job, and I was there for a year and a half, and it was not an easy job. I was working it was one of the most intensive training grounds I've ever been in, right, to be honest, and I really appreciate the time there. But I remember feeling like, I'm good. If you don't want me, it's cool.
Yeah, I can see where that has been the attitude, at least with one of mine. One of mine, I really did not see it coming at all. I didn't think I was looking for anything else. But the benefit of losing the job was that I had 4 weeks to paint the inside of a apartment that I was moving into before actually moving into it. And it was at the beginning of my marriage, so everything was being taken care of financially wise by Brian at that particular moment in time. So it allowed me to prepare the space we were moving into. So yay, but it kind of sucked, but yay. So looking back, you can always see where something positive came out of one of these crazy transitions that we were not expecting.
Absolutely. And it's funny because when you want more out of life,
yes,
that usually means the tower is on its way.
Remembering that is key, though, because otherwise the tower shows up and it smacks you in the face and you're like, what was that?
And it kind of has to happen, right? Like it actually has to happen. So in order I was telling Katie prior to this call, when the tower moment happens, what you want, right, means you have to refine yourself to be able to handle it.
And that includes letting go of things that you are afraid to let go of.
Oh my gosh, utterly. And that's okay.
It's normal. Terrifying, but
it's totally horribly terrifying.
Yes, it's absolutely horrible, terrifying. But
yeah,
the beauty is that we grow stronger from it.
Exactly. And when you look back, imagine those moments where you're like, I can't believe I survived that. And then you're like on a different level of who you are. And you're a stronger person for who you are. Not only that, the lessons learned were very important for you to step into the next part of your life where you are a level happier. And if you stay complacent, right, in that moment of, okay, this is where I'm at. All right, cool. That actually, you can stay there as long as you want, if you want to.
but it never goes back to anything else. It just stays stagnant. It's like stretching out, holding a rubber band stretched at 50% and leaving it there for 3 days. When you finally let it go, it doesn't go back to its original shape. It, still remains stretched out.
Exactly. I don't know where this quote is from, and for anybody who does know this, please feel free to put it in the comments. It's with every new level of consciousness, there is a price.
True.
And every new level of energy, like a new higher frequency, you actually can't go back to the lower frequency. Once you experience the higher frequency, what ends up happening is because you can't go back to it, you will let go of everything, upheaval or not, that doesn't match that frequency anymore. That includes partners, that includes jobs, that includes old relationships with friends. Sometimes you can't choose your friend, you can't choose your family, but you can choose your friends. So your relationship with your family changes. Things like that will happen fast. And it's mainly because of your desire to have more out of life than staying stagnant in that old place.
And I think one of the things, at least for me anyways, it was being okay. Being okay with the fact that I was growing, I was changing, and there are people in my life who are not going to follow that path with me because they're not on the same trajectory I am. They're doing their own growing path over here. And I wish them all the best of luck with all the best of love. But it's just not on the same path I am. I'm going left, they're going right, or vice versa, or however direction we go in frequencies.
Or my favorite, they don't want to go, but
Well,
they
I wasn't going to point that out.
That one's my favorite. That one is like there. You know when you like walk a horse to the water and you just can't make it drink, but you can walk it there. They're like no, and you're just like
patiently waiting, patiently waiting,
oh,
there comes a time when you can't wait anymore.
Oh, I become a gremlin. It's not a it's not a patiently waiting anymore. It's a oh, give me a reason to make you grow. In a good way.
In a good way. And one of the things that I have found is that as much as the other people in my life who are not on the same growing path that I am, as long as I remember to hold my boundaries, my new boundaries that I've created as I have been growing, as long as I remember to hold those boundaries with love and zero expectation, it is forcing them to grow too.
I got a funny story for everyone on this one.
Okay, go for it.
All right. Hearts and love to anyone out there. This is based off of a true story.
We love stories based on true stories.
Thank you. So once upon a time, Ace dated a guy.
Wow, only one.
That
I'm sorry.
Hey, we got a lot of suitors going on here. Okay, just like hold up. We'll get to them in a minute. We're gonna go with this one.
Remove Katie's sarcastic comment.
We're learning here. We're learning.
Okay, start over. Sorry for the
Moral
interruption.
of this story is the boundaries, right? All right.
Sorry for the interruption.
It's cool. So we're gonna call this story the Tower of Guy.
Okay, the Tower of Guy. Once upon a time, there was a guy.
Hello, Guy. Guy didn't want to grow. He thought that the world was good in a comfort zone.
Reasonable.
Yep. Don't push too much. Do what you're told. Go at this pace. This is where you're at.
Okay.
This could be it. This could be your life. All right.
Sounds kind of boring, but okay.
So Guy meets this. We're not going to use my name now. Guy meets
Girl. Guy meets guy. Guy meets dragon.
Guy meets Diamond. I'm gonna go
Diamond.
with a suit here.
Okay. Guy meets diamond.
Guy meets Diamond. And Diamond understands that pressure. I'm going to go with this one.
Oh,
That pressure and change and obstacles and being refined comes into how you can experience a really fulfilling life.
that makes perfect sense for diamond.
Right? Diamond has gone through the ringer. Diamond has essentially gone through the levels of pressure within the volcano as it explodes.
So transformed from coal to diamond.
To
Gotcha.
Diamond, right? So Diamond is going to be a fun children's story. Meets Guy as the Guy is building his tower.
Ah,
He's building it from comfort, putting in the things that he likes after Guy's tower has fallen before.
okay.
Right. Guy starts talking to Diamond, starts getting scared of Diamond.
Because of what diamond represents.
What she represents, and the fact that it's kind of it's a symbol of what's to come.
We love foreshadowing.
Right? But because of this, Guy tries to keep Diamond in his castle, in his tower.
Okay. I can see where that can be done under several different labels.
Right? He tries to keep Diamond in the tower.
Keep
Tries
her
to protect
safe.
Diamond. Keep her safe. Tries to, but then Diamond wants to leave and grow more.
True.
And Guy is terrified to lose Diamond. Guy is scared as heck that Diamond is going to grow without her. Or without him, right?
But he is also scared of growing himself.
Exactly. One day, Diamond understands that his best happiness will be to grow. So the Diamond takes Guy, has him face the mirror, and shows him everything that he hasn't been looking at.
Ooh.
And he gets pissed.
Well, I think anyone who has a mirror held up to their face and shows them all the things that they are terrified of from themselves would be pissed.
Freaking goes ballistic and tries to encage Diamond more.
Oh.
Right? So what does Diamond do?
I'm assuming leave.
Diamond remembers what it was like to be in an active volcano.
In a pressure chamber.
In a pressure chamber. And knows how to blow things up. So Diamond, understanding that Guy will not acknowledge the mirror, takes the mirror with her and blows up the tower and leaves.
So now Guy's tower is back to rubble.
And he has to look at the mirror that she left him.
Very insightful.
Yes, this is going to be a great children's book. With that being said, Diamond didn't mind being a little gremlin if that meant her freedom was guaranteed.
And I have a feeling that maybe not right now, maybe not in a year, maybe in 10 years, Guy will look back and realize that as much as this, for lack of a better description, shove felt, as much as he hated it, it helped in the long run.
Absolutely. And Diamond understood that compassion isn't holding back.
Yeah, compassion is that one emotion to where it's unconditional love, no matter how much the other person hates you in the moment. But after the pain is gone, they realize how much love was there.
Exactly. And then Diamond goes off to build her own castle. So, on fortified ground.
On fortified ground.
Now that she's free. So,
with titanium struts.
And diamond pillars. As we keep going, the tower moment is actually very essential. That way, you understand how to build your foundation, make sure that it's so sturdy that nothing can shake you. And, for example, billionaires, millionaires, they've lost thousands, millions, billions of dollars. The moment they did, they had to learn how to build it right back up. People need those tools. You have to understand when you lose something, it's not a loss. There's some wisdom in it, and there's some benefit to it in the regard of, okay, I can still do that again. How did I do it? Then you actually build that confidence that you can withstand anything. And that's really important.
And the one thing that I want to make sure that everyone understands is that no matter how far your tower falls or how hard you hit rock bottom, you have the choice to stay there and be miserable or to build it back up. And there are people who have lost everything and they choose just to sit there and complain about it instead of rebuilding stronger.
Yeah, I actually don't believe anyone is successful until you've lost everything and then you built yourself back up.
Because I think it's the rebuild that actually builds the character. It builds our strength. It helps us define who we are.
Yeah, and those defining moments for your own confidence, right? I was telling Katie too, when you can't handle the fortune that you're about to receive, right?
Yep.
It's not going to come to you. So you have to like really work at it, and understand some of the tools, some of the tests, whatever you need to do. As you move forward, you learn the lessons you need to. Otherwise, you won't be able to handle the amazingness that's about to unfold in your life.
And you want to be able to enjoy and express all of your gratitude for that.
Every second.
Every second.
Every moment. With a unicorn horn.
With a unicorn horn. Even though I had busted headphones, we created a new unicorn horn. Woohoo!
I'm still going to make you a new one. And with that,
it's all based on what we decide to do. And as long as we have fun and you find out what your values are and embed them in everything that you do. One of mine is to play. So that's why we're a unicorn horn, because it's playing. I get to play dress up.
Play, fun. Honestly, fun is actually it is the driver, in my opinion, of any energetic experience. Like a lot of people will say, especially for those who, all right, valuing money is one thing. It's like valuing what you're going to do with it is more important. But in order to ascertain some of the things that you need in life, when you enjoy it, when you have fun with it, that's when you can sustain it.
Agreed.
Yeah. And I love how we're talking about this after the 7 towers. Goodness gracious, gravy, ladies and gentlemen. It was It's quite intense, yeah.
It was very intense, but the fun part is we get to rebuild, and we can rebuild the way we want to.
Mm-hmm. With conviction.
Conviction and love and strength and fun and play and all this other crazy stuff.
Yes. Yes. Oh, heaven.
And on that note, because we're starting to get a little silly here, thank you everyone for continuing to support the podcast and just being here and having fun with us.
Yes, thank you so much. We really, really appreciate you. We're still going because of you and all of your donations. Thank you so much. And, with that being said, all of your dollars count. They're going to be saving more lives than you think. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you for joining us. We hope that the discussion today will inspire you to take positive action in your life. Until next week, be empowered.